As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History. Proudly sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, welcome back. As we count down to America's 250th birthday this summer, we are sharing our We the People series, the people, places, and things of the past that have shaped our country into what it is today.
All right, let's take a look on this day, February 25th. Back in 1982, Wisconsin became the first state to outlaw discrimination based on sexual orientation in housing, employment, and public accommodations. Before this law passed, people in the LGBTQ community were often denied jobs that were available to heterosexual people. Discrimination was common, and community members were often at risk of losing their homes or jobs if they were open about their sexuality. In the years leading up to the introduction of the bill, police cross-country clashed with LGBT rioters numerous times. The riots made national news, inspiring communities across the country to fight against the injustices they faced. In Wisconsin, Bill 70 was introduced in 1981 and passed with bipartisan support. It was signed into law by Governor Lee Dreyfus on this day 44 years ago. That's This Day in History for February 25th.
A very important topic, of course, and something we see represented a lot here across Madison. We have a lot of great groups.
Wisconsin leading the nation again in passing laws. In
100%.
Equality.
Thanks so much.